Hi everyone, Joe here. We've got a behind-the-scenes recording for you today from this week's user error. It was a very innocent question about bunk beds, but somehow it turned into something ridiculous. I've never had to cut this much out of an episode before, but I felt like it was pretty funny, and so we've got this extras feed now. Why not put it in there for you? Now, it is not safe for work. There are some swear words in there. All the other extra shows up to now haven't been, but I will mark this episode as explicit, so you have been warned. Best not listen to this at work. So, enough messing around. Let's hear it. So the first question then, top bunk or bottom bunk?
Is this a euphemism, or are you actually talking about bunk beds?
Bunk beds. If you have to be in a situation where you're in bunk beds, which one do you go for?
Either way, top bunk.
Took me a while.
We're not getting into euphemisms, okay? Why the top then, if you're talking about actual beds?
I don't know. There's just something weird about being on the bottom bunk and it's all squeaky and it's sinking above you and it's claustrophobic and I don't like it. And what if they pee? This is bunk beds, so we're at like camp or something, right? We're children and you don't know if that person's fully potty trained. They might pee on you while you're asleep. I would rather be the peer, not the peed on.
I don't want any peeing to go on at all. I think I would rather have the bottom bunk because I don't know why it is, but I really like having the wall next to me. So when I was first dating Claire, she used to come over to my place and I had a double bed in my room and it was up against one wall rather than being in the middle of the room. And we used to fight to get the wall. And if one of us went to the loo, by the time we come back into the bed, the other one will have shuffled up and will be flat up against the wall and the other person wouldn't get a look in. So I quite like having the wall. I quite like that claustrophobic feeling of being like held in. I like tight blankets and, having a really thick, heavy duvet, not a comforter. And I like being up against the wall, like flat, like face up against the wall. I really like that. And so I feel like you get that from bottom bunk.
So face up against the wall, bottom bunk.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I would... It did not occur to me in the slightest at all.
Next up on user error, pitching or catching?
Okay. Right.
Oh, God.
Well, I'm a bit of both, really. I would like the top bunk if I possibly could. However, practicality means that I basically can't because I'm so enormous and I'm just worried it'll break. So, yeah, I have to reluctantly. So, yeah. Fuck! I'm just going to release this whole bit in extras.
It just gets better.
Sorry. Sorry. Up against the wall, bottom bunk. Oh, Christ.
So, oh, fuck's sake.
Oh. Good luck editing this one.
I have no idea how you're going to turn this into a coherent segment.
Don't worry, I'll do it.
You'll just have like top, bottom, and then everything else cut out.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think reluctantly bottom bunk. Hope that edits.